What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Arrival Entertainment, and today I'm going to be talking about Fall, the new thriller directed by Scott Mann. So Fall tells the story of two girls who are rock climbers who decide to climb this abandoned 2,000 foot tall radio tower because one of the girls lost her husband in a terrible rock climbing accident almost a year before. And naturally after that she was really depressed. She hasn't been rock climbing ever since then, and her best friend is like, hey, come on, come do this with me. It'll take your mind off things, it'll get you back in the mood, conquer fear, stuff like that. And so she decides to go with her. And once they get to the very top, that rusty ladder completely breaks and they are stranded on top of a 2,000 foot radio tower with no one knowing they're there and no way to get down and no cell phone reception. So yeah, if you have a fear of heights, this is going to be one hell of a movie to see if you decide to see it. I love these types of movies where our characters are just put in an awful situation that seems like there's no way of getting out of and they got to fight to survive. Movies like Everest, 127 Hours, and Frozen, the good Frozen, not the Frozen that makes you want to jam scissors in your ear because you're sick and tired of hearing that stupid song and sick and tired of hearing everyone quote it over and over again. But I digress. Movies like those have such an entertainment value that I just eat up immediately. And I have a terrible, terrible, terrible fear of heights. I mean, I can't even climb up to a top of a regular 8-foot, 12-foot ladder without completely freaking out. So obviously, I wanted to go see this movie. And setting aside really quick my fear of heights and how that reacted to watching this movie, I was genuinely surprised on how well made this movie was and how much it stuck with me ever since watching it. This is a movie where it absolutely relies on the two performances from these two girls, played by Grace Caroline Curry and Virginia Gardner. They sell every moment that they are on screen. When Grace Caroline Curry's character is sulking and depressed about the death of her husband, you buy that she is upset and depressed about her husband. When her best friend is all excited and energized to climb this tower, you buy her energized spirit. When they're trapped on top of this 2,000 foot tower, you buy every fearful moment that these two characters have. So much so that I gotta say that these two actors deserve some sort of award this year for their performances. They knocked it out of the park, and they, like I said, they sold every moment they were on screen. But now let's bring in my fear of heights, because before they started climbing this tower, I was getting nervous. I was just thinking about climbing something that tall myself, and I started giggling a little bit. That nervous giggle you do where you're afraid of something, but what you're watching isn't real, so you start giggling a little bit. That type of reaction. That was me throughout the whole movie, and that even started, like I said, before they started climbing this tower. And once they started climbing, my palms were sweating the whole time. My palms were actually kind of sticky a little bit for how much they were sweating. I kept giggling, like I said. There were moments where I had to look away from the screen because what was happening was way too intense for me, but I loved every minute of it. It was one of those weird adrenaline junkie things where it's like, for me, I would never do this. I would never do this in any regards. You can offer me all the money in the world, you can offer me this and that, I would never do this situation. But I loved watching it. And I watched a short behind the scenes video with the two actresses, and according to them, there was a lot of this that was filmed practically. Now, I know they didn't actually go up on a 2,000 foot tower, but I was surprised to hear that they did film a lot of this practically, because you look at something like this and you say, oh, they were just in a green screen the whole time, and the whole outside is just them looking down on a green screen or looking up on a green screen. But I did see some behind the scenes stuff where they actually were in the outside on top of something real tall filming this, and that's really commendable. I don't even know if I'd be able to do something like that practically if I was an actor, even if it wasn't like nearly as tall as it was. Like I said, climbing up a normal 8-foot or 12-foot ladder just freaks me the hell out. So I got to give these two girls props for doing something like that. That being said, though, the movie is very commendable on a filmmaking aspect and an adrenaline aspect, but you do have to suspend disbelief on a few occasions when watching this movie. There's parts where you say to yourself, I don't know how well that would work out, or I don't know how well someone would be holding on to that for that long period of time without just your muscles giving out and then you just fall or whatever. You do gotta suspend disbelief a few times here and there in the film. Without spoiling it, I'll mention that there's a life hack that one of the characters does in this movie where I don't know the logistics of it, so I can't say for sure right now if that would actually work or not. But when it comes into play later in the movie, it's like, okay, I'll roll with it because you introduced that this character knows how to do this, but put in a real life situation, I don't know how that would work out. Again, I don't know because I don't know the logistics of said situation, but if I had to take a guess, I would say I don't think that would work. So yes, there are moments like that in the film where you're gonna point at it and say, that's not real, that would never happen. But if you can roll with stuff like that, like if you can suspend disbelief for absurd things that happen just for the sake of getting through the movie, then it's not really gonna bother you all that much. Hell, I don't even think you would notice them all that much. But if you are someone that for some reason likes to point things out like that and pinpoint those as negatives, then don't even bother with this movie. You're gonna be poking a lot of holes into this movie. So in the end, guys, it's the intensity of this movie that really drives this movie home, the great filmmaking, the fact that they did a lot of this practically, and the fact that our two lead actresses really sold their performances, especially Grace Caroline Curry. I've seen her in a few things, including Shazam, and she's definitely a talent to keep watching out for. She was absolutely fantastic in this film. I guess you could say that Grace Caroline Curry and Virginia Gardner are definitely at the height of their career. You'll absolutely fall in love with their performances. Hey, don't get mad at me. They're the ones that climbed up a ladder. We all know that ladders are definitely up to something. I'll just show myself out. There's no way out that way. All joking aside, I definitely recommend Fall. It's a very well-made movie, very intense, great performances, and I think it's a definite Blu-ray purchase. I do want to watch this film again. It has stuck with me ever since watching it. And yeah, definitely go see this on the big screen too. Don't wait for streaming or for Blu-ray or DVD to watch this. Go see this on the biggest screen you can, because that's where it's really gonna hit you. And I'm glad I saw this movie on the big screen. I almost didn't see it. I was like, I don't know if I want to go see a movie tonight, but I'm glad I told myself to go see it because seeing it in theaters made all the difference in the world. So that's my review for Fall. Just like always, if you've guys seen the film, then let me know what you thought about it down in the comment section below. And just like always, thank you again, guys, so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you watching my videos and checking out my channel. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, take care.